Hey guys, about a month ago, I was praying and I was really feeling like a sense of urgency in the spirit. And I prayed about it, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and I just had this like sense of urgency to clean. And so I just started cleaning out, my room, my bathroom, throwing away all these expired things that had just been sitting there. I didn't even notice. Just cleaning everything out. I went to the store. I ended up getting different things to organize my space. And as I was cleaning, I just really felt the Holy Spirit tell me just make room. Make room. And it was so much bigger than just my physical space. It was definitely a sense of making room mentally. Letting go of a lot of things that have been replaying in my mind over and over and over again. Making space relationally. Sometimes we get caught up in the same circles of people having the same conversations. And what really just kind of dawned on me as I was sitting there hearing that from the Holy Spirit was just how God so badly wants to move us through seasons, right? But sometimes we find ourselves getting so stagnant in situations, in a mindset, in circumstances when you're never supposed to really be there for as long as you've been. And so those who kind of journey with me through life know that I had been feeling really stagnant for a while. And I'm moving my way through that, but just understanding the why. If I can observe my own behavior, then I can see how I'm constantly making the same decisions over and over and over again, and they're not the most healthy decisions. And so it really is a situation where, God really wants to move you. He wants to move you into something new, but he can't if there's no space. Why, right, would any parent, and you constantly hear this analogy that people use, but if you're fine with the 50-cent water gun, why would I give you the $20 water gun? Why, if you're fine where you are, why would I give you more? It just doesn't even make sense. As a person, as a friend, as a human, as a parent, it just doesn't make sense. And I think that's how we often live in conjunction with God is you're fine with those tainted relationships. You're not supposed to have them, but you keep entertaining them. They keep popping up back in your life. And it's kind of when you start really cutting and pruning people out of your life, that's not for me anymore. I did a post not too long ago, and basically, what did I write? Oh, I said, it's not too late to change your mind. It's okay. What was good for me yesterday isn't necessarily good for me today. And we get so caught up in trying to be the same, and you're supposed to evolve, you're supposed to change. And so until you really start pruning those negative things out of your life, until you start really changing the way you enter relationships and the conversations that you have and the things that you entertain, the things that are acceptable to you, then better doesn't necessarily have space for that. And we live in a time where we're constantly talking about trauma and dysfunction and all of these things, but it's there's so many conversations just around the idea of you wouldn't even recognize good because you're so used to bad, you're so used to dysfunction, you're so used to your bad habits, and I think that making room this season is important. 2020, we're going into a new decade. This is a whole conversation that we're all having. It's about how you can be better. But 2020, January 1st is just a date. So if you're not implementing the disciplines now, then there's nothing that's going to change on January 1st. And so I truly believe that God really wants to do something great, and he wants us as vessels to make room so that he can pour in new things into our life, godly things, things that reflect him, things that will allow you to sustain yourself in this crazy world that we live in. I just, for me, I understood that instantly when I heard the Holy Spirit tell me to make space. And so, we'll make room. And I just started just trying to like prune things that I know aren't going to push me towards what he has for me out of my life. And I don't think that until we're intentional on doing that, that God's going to bring the things that he wants us to have, and that would really bless our lives, into like the toxic space. So I think we need to be intentional about making space for godly things and for things that are just healthy for us, you know. So yeah, I can go on about this all day because there's so much tension that we deal with just as humans, and feeling like socially obligated to things and behaviors, but you just really have to figure out what it is that you want, and you have to make up your mind, and you have to start living and moving and pruning things that don't push you towards those things out of your life. So actually, be encouraged. Be encouraged and start paying attention to, what has to go and what's going to stay, what is fruitful, what's not, what's dead, where you're watering that's been dead, versus, and you're missing so many different things that you could be watering that could really, really benefit you later. So there's that. Be encouraged. Talk to you soon.